This is Come and See with Father Philip Hall, turning to and following Christ in the 21st century. Father Philip is parish priest at All Saints of Lincolnshire Orthodox Church in Lincoln, England.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, God is one. Amen. Begin by reading John chapter 9, verses 1 to 38. Read the whole story, and then come back again and read verses 2 and 3. The apostles want to know from the Lord whether this man or his parents are the ones who have sinned and caused him to have no eyes. You know, that's such a typical human thing to do, to try and look for fault and try and see who the sinner is, who the bad person is, and then point them out and say, that's the one who did the sin. That's the one who deserves this punishment. That's the one. Or even sometimes we point at ourselves and say, I'm the one to blame, I will go to hell. And that gives a general idea that God goes around finding sinners to zap. Okay, sinner, I've had enough of you. Here comes the thunderbolt, bash. That's the end of that evil sinner. And in lots of cartoons and drawings and people talking about God, you can see this impatience of God in the popular mind for people who are caught up in any sort of sin or wrongdoing. But you know, that really is not the way that God behaves at all. It's one of the interesting things looking at the internet that lots of religious people do, is really find big fault with others. And sometimes you can see them really loathing people and think, well, what did that person do to deserve your contempt? Especially if they themselves have nothing to do with whatever it is they're caught up with. God does not go round and zap people. Actually, what God does is this. As he passes by, he finds those people who are broken, those people who are incomplete, those people who are in the dark, those people who need to be recreated, those people who are on the margins, those people begging by the roadside, those people who are regarded as being born into sin. And what does he do? Well, read the story again and you'll see what he does. In this case here, he recreates the man's eyes, just as in the beginning, in Genesis, the Lord takes mud, yes, mud, and he makes human being. So here he takes mud that he's come at his own spittle. So you see the relationship between God and humanity, his own spittle, and he makes their eyes and he pops them into the place where they should have been. So he finds that which is incomplete and he makes it complete. He finds the person who is disregarded by all those nice religious people. You were born in utter sin. And to him the vision of God is given. He takes the person who's languishing in darkness, and the Lord himself becomes his illumination, his light. So the Lord, rather than going around zapping sinners, goes about mending and undoing sin, and undoing the effects of sin, and recreating, and creating new, and making perfect. And that is exactly what the Lord can do with you and with me. Christ is risen. Your prayers. God bless you. Amen.
Join us again next time for Come and See with Father Philip Hall, a listener-supported presentation of Ancient Faith Radio.